like each time these things scare me because I feel like the more I grow up, the more the things I used to love fade away. I think it's more of a transition from the old to the new, and you're losing a lot of things that you used to hold dearly on to and enjoy, and they become more boring. It's like
you were there.
yeah, but I was in the dance category because I remember they separated people in different categories.
Oh my god!
You were in class, just to remember when it was.
I think I was in class. Was it 6?
Then you were there. Welcome to the Uncut podcast with X. So today I am with
Maggie.
So Maggie was in the last episode 5. You guys were with Clemo, but you were in the back.
Yeah, in the background.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Like, what do you have planned for Christmas since it's Christmas season?
Imagine nothing.
Hey, why?
Sijui this was to kujana. I'm looking forward to next year because I have I sing with a girl band called We Are Nubia.
Yeah.
So we have a project coming up. It's really eating my mind, so I don't even have time to concentrate on Christmas season. For me, it's like 5 days to January. Oh shit, we have to get things together by the time January is coming.
Like, man, I totally understand.
Yeah.
But like, what do you usually do? Like previous like the Christmases as Peter. Like, what do you guys usually do? Like, what's your whatever Christmas culture? Whenever it's festive season, what do you do?
Something that has been constant.
Yeah.
I love cooking. So I cook for my family.
Yeah.
Kwa sababu sisi sana hatuendangi ushago most of the times.
Yeah.
So I love cooking for my family. So I like tell mom, buy this and that. Today nawaandalia something. So yeah.
I think for us, for the longest time, it has been the same thing like you guys. Like, we gather together as a family. Sometimes it's extended, but most of the time it's the nuclear family. So we gather together, we prepare a meal, and just call it a day. I mean, it's usually that simple for us. And for the longest time, it has been like really fun. I remember when we were kids, like Christmas used to be a big deal as compared to now.
I remember my dad, ikifika to Christmas, he takes you to a shop and tells you, pick any clothes you want.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah. And we'd pick clothes, and we were very happy when Christmas is approaching because dad will buy us. Like, kila mtu atapata a new pair of clothes, shoes. Yeah.
I guess that was really interesting. Like, the fact that we were, getting all these things on someone else's bill.
Budget.
Yeah. It was fun that way.
Yeah. Fine.
Yeah, but growing up, it becomes just a normal day.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, now growing up, I actually hate the day. Like, I don't actually, because I'm usually not a dates person. Like, when it comes to, the way guys are usually excited about each and every, like, holiday or whatever, Easter. I'm usually not a holiday person, like those holidays. And Christmas was the only one that I used to enjoy for the longest time. And now as I get older, it becomes less interesting. And I feel like it will just pass away. The only remaining one right now is 31st, like the crossover to the new year.
Yeah.
And I hope it doesn't lose its meaning to me, or rather its fun.
What do you do on 31st?
For the longest time, since I finished primary, I've never slept in the house. Like, it's usually just going out.
Oh, really?
So when I was in high school, it was usually those 2 parties. You go late at night. But 2020 and last year, I think, was the years. Those 2 years, I didn't go anywhere because 2020 there was lockdown at that time, and last year was just not it.
Yeah.
I mean, so for the longest time it has been fun, but I feel like, as we get older, some things get boring. Does that scare you at some point?
we're really catching up with life. Like
Yeah.
we are growing. We need to look for ways of surviving.
Yeah.
So I feel like imenifanya hata this Christmas I'm not in that mood kabisa because there's a deadline I have to meet.
Yeah.
And there's a budget within this range of Christmas and Nini I have to have set so that
yeah, and with this economy, guys are broke. Cause you know, like today when we were in town, there were a lot of people, and usually during Christmas period, mostly in Nairobi, you don't find a lot of people. Like people have already vacated to go to their shags, but now it's the vice versa. People are just there's a lot of traffic, so it's crazy because people are broke with this economy, and I feel like a lot of people won't enjoy Christmas this time unless otherwise. Or
I don't know. You know, the economy has really scaled down.
Yeah.
And now parents are looking forward to fees next year.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, ukienjoy Christmas alafu next year kutakuwa aje? Na watoto wanarudi January shule. It's a very tricky, we're in a very tricky situation.
Yeah, it's a very tricky situation. Even if I remember, like remembering back then when chapels, like, because me, I'm a lover of chapels, and I feel like that is also fading. And we used to, it's also fading. And each time these things scare me because I feel like the more I grow up, the more the things I used to love fade away. I think it's more of a transition from the old to the new, and you're losing a lot of things that you used to hold dearly on to and enjoy, and they become more boring. It's like when you're a kid, I know there are guys who still love animations. Like when you're a kid, you love watching a lot of cartoons, but now as you grow up, I don't know if that happened to you. As you grow up, they become more boring because you outgrow them.
But as a child, I don't really remember. I don't know. Maybe nasemanga I grew up early, at an early age. I don't really recall myself watching cartoons. I don't.
What did you watch as a kid? Like, or you weren't that kind of person?
I don't think I loved cartoons.
Meaning you used to compensate it with a lot of playing,
but it stopped. It was stopped abruptly.
Yeah. How did yours stop? Because I have an interesting story of how mine stopped.
Really?
How did yours stop? Like, how did you stop becoming that playful kid into that now semi-adult kid?
Oh my God. Roller coaster of emotions. But for me, I am among the first children of my parents.
Okay.
I'm the second born.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to step up because we're not many, but we're like 5 girls. So you have to step up and really take care of your siblings.
Yeah.
And being that my parents had a hiccup. So for me, I don't think it really dawned on me at a very young age that I'm no longer a child. I was a child, but I was a grown up.
Or like you had to grow up
and take care of our kids. I used to take my sister to, I used to like, sijui kama hata ilikuwa pre-unit. Me and my sister used to coordinate to cook, wash utensils, wash utensils. Hata I think class 3 and kwenda chini. Me and my big sister used to be the mini moms of our home. Yeah, we were helping out with our mom. Our mom had our last born at the time, so we were washing nappies. Also tunasaidia mom hapa na pale with our siblings. So for me, I didn't think I really got to enjoy
your childhood. Do you feel like it affects you right now that you didn't enjoy all that?
I don't know. I don't know whether it really affects me. Maybe just looking back, I really want to be an intentional parent when I grow up. But now I'm very playful. If you know me, I really love playing. So I think your partner really miss me.
Now you're actually now trying, I think that's the effect of it. Like you're trying to become that sort
relieve
of
that child in me.
that inner child in you.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, it was quite different. I used to love to play a lot. Then it reached a time because my mom was raised in a setup where playing a lot wasn't the thing. So her parents were strict on her not to play, come back home early, all that. So I think she transferred the same parenthood to us.
Yeah.
So she used to tell us that she'd rather see you stay in the house, either reading a magazine or watching TV.
Fanya kitu ya maana na maisha yako.
Exactly, because for her that would be beneficial because you're learning something. And for me, I wanted to play a lot.
Yeah.
So of course, at that early age, I used to be so disrespectful, come back home late. All that. But now it reached a point because the more she became more persistent trying to make that become me.
Yeah.
Then of course, while I was doing that, I wasn't doing great at school because I was playful at home, playful at school.
Yeah.
But now when I stopped being totally playful and now became that kid who just stays at home, watches a movie. I didn't read, of course, because I'm not a lover of books. Just watches a movie, stays at home, or reading school things, not a book for fun. I noticed that my academics are improving. So then I decided, okay, let me let go of this and focus on this because I think there's some pride you get once you are not a top performer, and then you just start
going up. Feel like,
you start hanging around with the smart kids,
deep state.
Yeah, deep state kind of thing. And in our school it was worse because they used to organize us based on how much you performed. So if someone you had a crush on entered the class, they would simply know your performance based on where you were sitting. So it kind of felt nice sitting there, like close to the door, meaning you're in deep state. Like the first row was smart guys.
And
in our school, sadly, the first row was male dominated. So it was always that noisy row. So it was male dominated. There were like two chicks there. The first chick was there, and at number 2, that chick was hard to defeat. Then there was a dude at number 1 who was literally hard to defeat. So the other chick they will just keep on intertwining with. Then there was like a chick in the middle there. So that row was just fully dudes. And whenever, because once in a while there was a chick who would come there and join the dudes row, they usually felt odd because it was just purely guys,
masculinity kitambo.
Not masculinity. It was more
of
it was more of societal thing. Like, how society just splits people into different segments. But now the disadvantage when you do that at school is people start hating you guys because they see you as the elites or whatever. So they start hating you.
But what does it do to the child, like who's number last? Because their confidence is totally ruined.
It's totally ruined.
Number last of you.
It's totally ruined. It's totally ruined.
But I don't advocate for
females,
that, though.
For females, no one minded where you're sitting. But for dudes, it was like a big deal. I think their imagination was like the pre-teenagehood girls in my school. What they imagined was the guys seated in the first row will probably be the guys who will make it in life. Of course, now in reality, that's not factual.
Yeah.
Like, that's not factual. Like, being good at school does not translate to making it in life. I mean, like, most guys who actually doing good weren't really doing good in school simply because our curriculum is just fucked and it's not good. It's not, yes, they're changing that, but back in our time, the curriculum wasn't favoring talent. So
yeah. And I really thank my mom for really standing with me.
Yeah.
My mom has believed in my talent.
She believed in your
from the word go.
Yeah.
From the word go. the moment she realized I could sing, every opportunity that she could put me in, she did that. And sometime back, someone asked me, did you know that you would do this? Like you'll be on a music career when you grow up? And I was like, yeah, I knew that.
Imagine, I didn't know what I was going to do, like as a kid. Of course, I was interested in like tech things, of which I'm sort of doing it right now. But as a kid, I didn't know that being in tech. I just wanted to make things that are in the internet. So I was that tech savvy kid, that kid who would be told fix the remote. So I was that kind of kid. But now when it came to talent, there was a time I used to rap. So I literally can't do it. But there was a time as a kid I used to rap. I had like different phases. This time I used to rap. And there's this time I used to dance. So I saw my brother in different angles. So the time I used to rap, he used to have a friend who had a studio. So one day he was visiting that friend. The friend used to stay at Kibra. His name was Jani. He used to create rap music back in the days when Octopizzo wasn't even known. So one day we went to, I remember I was in class 3. Yeah, I was in class 3. So we went to his friend's house. My bro was still in high school, my bigger bro. So we went to his friend's house. He had like the dude is in high school, but he has like a whole studio setup. In high school, he's creating beats. He's rapping to it. So that day we went there. And they used to improv because he had this whole entire studio setup. Some guy came with a keyboard from church. Then they created this entire beat and the guy was like, hey, rap. Of course, it wasn't good as a kid because kids... of course, it wasn't that good. Then he was like, no, you should also learn this production thing, like music production thing. And I was really interested in learning that. So my bro told me to become number 1. Then I will, after becoming number 1, he'll take me back to his friend and I'll be learning to make music. So of course I went back to school and said, Lazima. This number 1 has nothing in me. So exactly. So I got back to school and focused on academics. Guess what happened?
What happened?
I dropped. I wasn't even in the top 10. Wasn't even in the top 10. So of course, that dream of becoming a rapper stroke, that dream of becoming Kanye. Kanye is both a rapper and a producer. So that dream died. So there's this other phase where I saw a different side of him when I was dancing. So this is later on, fast forward to class 6, 7. So I was dancing, like doing the break dance. Yeah, I've gone through evolution. I was really good at dancing, break dancing, like whatever sort of dancing that was there. So there was this time, there's a competition that came in Kenya. This competition was usually in Nigeria. I can't remember the name. It was called Kids Whatever Star. So I went to that competition.
Kids Star.
Yeah, it's Kids Star.
My kid is a superstar.
My kid is a superstar.
Wait, you were there?
You were there?
You were there?
I was there.
Kwani who won the competition?
I don't know. You won.
Yeah. You were there?
Yeah, but I was in the dance category. Because I remember they separated people in different categories.
Oh my God.
You were in class? Just to remember when it was.
I think I was in class. Was it 6?
Then you were there.
And then they were taking an age limit.
Okay, there was an age limit to some kids. 12, like the bigger kids don't join, so they have 12, a cap.
12. Chet, you were there.
You're the one who won.
I'm the one who won.
Because I imagine, do you remember that kid who used to DJ?
I think so.
Because that kid was the one who was shining. Because I remember...
Is it my kid is a super... Because there were multiple talents.
Like in your certificate, is there like a star there, like a star? Do you have the certificate? I still have it, man.
Really?
And I didn't win.
Where was the competition for you?
KICC.
Yes. I keep quite serious.
For real?
Oh my God. I remember that day I come to. I was schooling in Kabarak. So
then let's check if it was right. The second stage was in
a boot camp in
Makini. Yeah, it was that. It is that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so
what a
before you
coincidence.
come to your story, I was like, let me finish my boring one.
Okay.
So I went through that
I'm so
competition
excited.
and managed to proceed to like that Makini school.
Hi.
Yeah, so they categorized us, blah blah blah. I think they also categorized you guys as musicians.
Yes, musicians.
So they categorized us as dancers, and I was good at it. Like there was some few kids who sucked a little bit, but I was the few. Like we were in our own group, the few kids, because they told us to team up in a group of two kids. So I joined that group of two kids who know how to dance. And we've actually never even noticed that. So I joined that group of kids who know how to dance, and they were training us. So I went only one day. Then I remember that school was opening, so I had to stop that whole Makini thing because now we were going to class 7 exactly. And you remember I was obsessed with school at that time because I had a name to protect.
Yeah.
So I went back to school, imagine, and tried to protect that name.
Oh my God.
And I let go of talent. But I always thought the kid that would win was the kid who used to DJ. That kid knew how to DJ. He was small, like I was a kid. I was at class 6 and he was like a small kid and he used to DJ. At a point, they reached a point where, because we were dancing, I think you guys was in a separate place. You guys were in that hall.
We were sectioned into classes.
No. I'm saying on day 1, like were you guys put on that hall?
I don't remember. I remember just being in.
You guys were in open air. Were you like doing the audition in open air?
No. It was like a big room. It was like a room.
Exactly. You guys were put in that KICC, room or the building. But for us dancers.
Oh, you're talking about KICC. I thought you were talking about Makini.
I'm talking about KICC. Where did you perform?
It was just a setup that had a podium.
Oh, I think we performed at the same place. Because for us dancers, I think for you musicians, it was easy. For us dancers, since there was a lot of kids, they called us to perform at the same time. So that kid DJ plays some music that he chooses to play. But I was that good. Whatever music we would have played, I was conversant with it. I would just flow with it. So they put music on the DJ put music and they put like 15 kids there. So you had to, this is how I managed to win it. So I had to I was in the back because 15 kids, you can't all be at the front. So I was in the back. So I had to push the kids and go to the center and dance there. So of course they gave me marks for that. Courage, blah, blah, blah.
Let me tell you my story.
Tell me your experience.
So I had come from Kabarak, shule.
Yeah.
So my mom came and told me,
yeah,
we're literally betting on this money because there was an entry fee.
There was an entry fee,
300 shillings.
Hey,
I can never forget.
Was a lot back
hey, can I my dear, you're not like the other kids. You are here for a mission. So I went and I was at that time I was a very conserved child.
Yeah.
I went and waited for my time. I took my ticket and waited for my time.
Yeah.
I sang. So they were after watu wameanza ku audition, wanaandika chini like people who have proceeded. You have a tick to the boot camp and you're given an envelope. And then those when waja proceed wanekwa.
Were they reading? Were they reading?
They had placed somewhere.
I remember there was a list. And
there was a list.
For your name. If there's an X or a tick.
Yeah. So I went to mine. I found a star.
Oh,
and I was very, I don't know, nilikuwa so sijui. Then my mom came to pick me up.
Yeah.
And I was like, Mom, wameniwekea star kwa jina yangu.
Yeah.
I walked to the judges and I was like, I don't understand why you've put a star on my name. I believed I sang to my best of potentials. And they were like, okay, sing for me again. I sang and like, okay. You're going to the boot camp. You're proceeding to the boot camp. So if I did not take a step of courage to go and ask for it, I wouldn't be the winner.
There were kids who were doing that because those judges were so exhausted. And I don't think I did that, but I was with a kid who also did that. The mom went to those judges and asked if the kid would redance again and be given because they were so tired and they just selected names, and people who did well weren't there. So if you had someone who was quiet as a parent, you probably would have been eliminated. Yeah.
So for me, they were saying that they don't think my voice is my age. Like they thought I was older.
That should be a plus.
Yeah, they thought I was older because we were taking an age limit.
Also, they thought you, but I remember there were kids who were past 13 and came like they were teenagers there. Like I'm talking about high school teenagers. There were guys who were there. I was like,
so they put a star on my name.
Okay.
So when we went to the boot camp, my mom alinionyesha kwenda Yaya mara moja Makini. And all those days I used to go.
You were going solo?
Yeah, I was going solo alone. Nakaa huko, there are days we don't hatukuwa tunaimba sana. So I would go to Makini, and then there was a convention at Sitam, a prayer convention. So I'd meet my mom at the prayer convention.
Okay.
My mom was working at Karen at the time.
Okay.
So I practiced, and then the day of the final day of boot camp came, and then we were there being auditioned one by one, and then we were singing first, and then we were being sectioned, like we were being grouped into groups. I remember there were 4 groups, but I was in the first group.
You guys had 4 groups, okay?
Yeah, so I was in the first group, and Saizit was our judge.
Yeah, I think Saizit was there also.
Saizit was our judge, and she asked, do you know, at that time I didn't know any secular. Mimi mtoto wa kanisa.
Oh, you only knew gospel songs.
So
and back then Saizit was still Saizit.
Saizit was still Saizit. So anauliza songs zingine sijui za Michael Jackson sielewi. Akasema tu, do you know Amazing Grace? I've never hoped on a song like that.
Yeah.
Because I've grown up in a Christian family. Amazing Grace is a common hymn. And even in Kabarak, it's a hymn family.
Oh, because you went to Kabarak primary. Okay.
Yeah, so that one was a very easy, I don't know. So I sang, and Saizit was just wowed by my voice. And then now it came for time to announce the winners. It was very clear.
How long did it take? Because I stopped going there since I thought it would take a lot of time. How long did it take?
5 days.
Oh.
So the last day,
but I don't think I would have won. I mean, that kid DJ scared the hell out of me.
What?
Yeah, I thought he would have.
Scared me.
Like I've always imagined, because that show was aired in KTN. Like it was like KTN.
Yes, KTN standard. Yeah.
So there's a time I watched KTN hoping to see myself, like a snippet of myself, but it was just full of that kid DJ.
Yeah.
Were you there, like on that KTN?
But
I think I should
they were kulikuwa na kipindi ingine fulani ya KTN ya for kids. We were there was a short of our videos of. Let me finish.
Okay.
So inaitwaje? Saizit walienda wakachukua, so they were picking 3 winners, number 1, 2, 3. Those 3 winners would win
all of them,
a trip to Dubai.
Number 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
All of them would win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not in music, in all categories. They'll pick top.
Oh, they picked the best overall.
So Saizit went. They auditioned a boy for skating.
Yeah.
He was automatically chosen because Saizit stood with her heels and akasema ule mwenye atapita kwa hii bila kuguza those things that they had placed there kando.
Wait, were they passing like where were they passing?
So Saizit went with her heels. Kuna hizi vitu hadi gari zinatumianga. These things that look, how do I describe it? Like they are square and then they come like this up.
Square. Okay, whatever that is. Yeah.
Let's say shielders.
Yeah, well, let's call them that.
So mwenye atafita hapo na asisongeshe. That one has won automatically to like is the winner
is the winner of the skating category. Okay.
So nimeimba hapo, mimi nilimba, kila mtu amefanya everything.
So this skating guy was, sorry I'm interrupting, I just want to
know,
like people to understand, and also I to understand, like who was was that kid part of the top 3, the skating kid?
Yes.
And then who was number 2?
Now I'm coming to that.
Okay.
So now results sasa za kila mtu zikaletwa because theirs was field work.
Okay.
Ilimaliziwa huko. Results za kila mtu zikaletwa. So when they are saying number 1, 2, 3 in the category of music,
Yeah.
I'm nowhere. Aki, my heart has never raced like that.
Shit. Okay.
My friend, there's a girl who was very nice to me. She was called Anorita Gekonyo, wherever you are. Aki siwezi kusahau. You really made my kid is a superstar.
Yeah.
Great. So they were giving a limousine ride to school, free shopping at Mr.
I knew all those
Price.
things. You know, when I entered that competition, I just saw myself because I had like a little bit of ego. I saw myself being.
Ulianza ego kitambo.
Yeah. So I just pictured myself in that limo.
Yeah.
Going to my primary. So they took you to Kabarak.
No. So
Of course,
let me tell
Kabarak is
you.
far. Okay.
So they now started announcing the ultimate prize. The ultimate prize was going to Dubai.
Yeah.
So they were like, and the first one to go to Dubai is moyo zimegonga, ujue saa hiyo siko kwa ile list ya singers.
Yeah.
Is Margaret. Jesus.
But they didn't put you in the category of the singers as a winner.
You know, they had an ultimate winner overall.
So they placed you as an overall.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
and so
nice.
they'd shake my hand. It was like,
okay,
you are going places. You just need to take every 30 minutes or 1 hour of your time and practice every day. It was like, I didn't get emotional.
You felt good.
It felt so nice.
Because back then, Saizet was, I don't know if he's still.
And then people were, oh my God, people were like, wanasema, ai, mbona si wetu ameshinda, mwambia imbe tena. And then Saizet was like, she has won the prize.
She spoke with finality.
Yeah, she spoke with finality. And then that time, sikuwa na simu, but I nilikuwa najua namba ya mamangu offered. So I went and brought someone called Mom, and she was alikuwa kwa jam. Alishuka akapanda boda hadi Makini. And I don't know, it was a very good moment for me. I took my mom to Dubai.
You're the one who won. I've never.
Yeah, the one who won.
I've always imagined that DJ kid, whatever that DJ kid is. I don't know where he is.
We won. Were the three of us. Me for in the singer category.
Now you're telling me you were supposed to tell me who was the top 3 overall.
Yeah. So the number 1 was the kid. Number 1 was me in the singers category. Who came from the singers category? Sorry. Number 2 was the
skating kid.
No, was a boy who could draw. He drew Ben 10 in 10 minutes.
I remember that kid.
You remember he looked like a yellow.
Yeah, that kid he was outstanding.
Yeah,
because he was also featured on that KTN whatever.
Drawing.
The kid who could draw Ben 10.
Yeah, so he drew Ben 10 for 10 minutes, and now the skating kid.
The skating kid.
Yeah, imagine.
And that DJ kid, I can't forget about it.
We alikushtua.
And that kid scared me because I was like, if they're picking an overall winner, because for me, I was like, they could have just picked winners of course they did that, but those guys weren't given any prize. But if they could have picked a kid in every section, like if you're a dancer, like the best dancer, the best that, and awarded all of these kids, I would have stayed. But the moment they said that the winner should be overall, and I just saw that DJ kid, I was like, that kid was the winner. And also I didn't know they will award the top 3. I just knew it was the first kid, and that's final. But funny thing is, I think you would have brushed shoulders with my bro, because at some point, because the first day at KICC, we went with him. Then he left me at some point and went to help this other. So the event organizer just liked him and called him to go to that hall and help. I don't know what he was doing there.
Okay, what are the odds he participated in the same? We participated in the same competition.
Man, it shows you how the world is.
It's so small. Aki guys. Imefanya ni relive that moment.
Man, that was an interesting
Then
episode.
I became a celebrity at our school. Hii mambo ya celebrity kwanza jana. They called my mom. So people had reported to school now. I was in class 8 now when we were going to Dubai.
Oh, it boosted you in.
Yeah. So my mom called the trends. Was like, Mr. Mutende, wherever you are.
Yeah.
alimpigia akamwambia, hey, we are at the airport right now. Margaret will report a week later.
Yeah.
It's something that she couldn't miss.
Yeah.
And akaneka loudspeaker class wasikie nimeenda
okay.
Dubai. And then nikarudi kutoka Dubai. I was
Because other kids are already in school.
Nikarudi kutoka Dubai. Nikaitwa mbele na head teacher niambie everyone.
It was that good.
It was nice. It was nice. Even hapo ikafanya nione life at from a different perspective.
Yeah.
And this is why I advise parents, although I'm not a parent, even though you don't have, expose your kids to other places. Let them have inaitwaje, nisemeaje, let them have perspectives beyond
exposure, perspective,
beyond like where they come from. Inasaidia, it really changed my mind. Hata shule too, like my grades went up. Like,
I think we can close it there. It has been an interesting episode.
Really, yeah.
Like it has been an interesting one. I don't want to end it, but you had told me you're going somewhere and I'm looking at the clock. I think we should end it here.
Yeah.
And it was great.
It was nice.